Hi, I'm Tim Hockley, publisher with Animal Wellness Magazine, and in our continuing series of pet product innovations is Flying Knotless. Flying Knotless is an incredible insect and pest repelling, beautiful pet bed that was invented by Dan Vukmer, who is the Chief Creative Officer. And here today to speak with us about Flying Knotless is Dan. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Tim.
How did you get into woodworking and how did that evolve into Flying Knotless?
Yeah, so I'll try to keep it brief. It's a 30 plus year history. It all started when our oldest son went from a crib to a bed, and we weren't of great financial capabilities at the time. And I looked at beds and found A, they were really not well made, and B, they were very expensive. So I went out and bought some books on woodworking, and for the price of a bed, I purchased all the equipment I would need and made my garage into a shop. And from that point, I was hooked. So for 30 years, I've made lots of our furniture for friends, and recently was going to update our master bedroom bed and build a brand new one out of a beautiful wood from South America. And looked on the floor, and there was my love Sophie's bed. Sophie is our rescue, a beautiful young lady. And I thought, well, why doesn't she deserve the same thing? I was building our bed with an old slat methodology that gives, even though we have a modern box spring, modern mattress, it gives you a little extra strength and cushion on it. And I thought, my gosh, why don't I try to do that for her? So I built a bunch of prototypes. I researched the types of wood and found that Eastern red cedar, the oil in it, is very much a pest repellent. In fact, it's used as an organic pesticide. Also, it smells nice. I like the color of the wood and the different shapes and colors that it comes in. So I built a bunch of prototypes. So I found one that I thought she would be comfortable in. And I thought, well, this is a great idea. Well, then I've told some friends about it, and they said, my gosh, make me one. How much would it cost? Like, I'll just make you one, whatever. And then it sort of ballooned that people really became interested in this. And so I decided, hey, I'm going to make these for the public.
What is it about Eastern red cedar, beyond it being beautiful, that you love?
Yeah, so it's interesting that Eastern red cedar is actually not cedar. And most people don't know that. It's actually in the cypress family. The oils in the cedar, as I understand from my research, are what really repel insects. Ticks, fleas, other insects like that do not like the oil that's in the cedar. So I don't finish my cedar at all. I sand it, of course, nice and smooth, safe, but I don't put any types of finishes on it because I want that oil and that smell to help repel ticks, fleas, etc.
So it can repel insects. Perfect. What is it about the frame or the benefits of using a frame that's off the ground?
So especially up north in the winter, floors get cold. This allows them to have some ventilation underneath. In the summer, of course, it allows ventilation to go underneath and not stuck to the floor. You'll see the way it's designed is that there are rubber slats, marine grade rubber on the outer legs, so that it gives it a little even more cushion. Also, it doesn't mar your floor. There's also a center support beam that gives a little more support. That was the final prototype that I stuck with and really seems to work quite well.
You make everything by hand. The quality from everything I've seen is amazing, but yet I found your prices to be really good. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah. Well, I think one reason you already hit on, I am the chief bottle washer and everything else for the company. So the other thing is I don't have a lot of overhead. I have my own shop. It is less expensive if you buy rough lumber and then finish it yourself, planing it and jointing it and sawing, all that kind of stuff myself. I'm doing this to provide some profit, but it's something that I enjoy. And if I can offer a quality product and enjoy making it, then I really don't need to make as much as people who are out there with 20 different products and very high margin expectations.
Right. Labor of love.
I wanted to use a wood glue for the slats. They're held in by wood glue as well as brads, steel brads. I didn't want to use commercial wood glues. They're very, very effective. They're very good. They're also toxic, at least what I've found in them. So I developed my own wood glue that is not toxic. Once it's dried, it's perfectly safe. Not that they're going to be eating the bed, but I just didn't want any of those toxins. And for the brads that I use, I anticipate that sometimes dogs are going to be wet or they're going to be in a human environment. So I only use stainless steel brads. So that actually brings my costs up a little bit, but you're getting a really high quality bed that'll last for, a lifetime.
Lastly, and most importantly, where do people find your beds? How do they buy them?
So we sell on Etsy. That's really where we started. We also sell from our website, FKW, Flying Knotless Woodworking, fkwusa.com. And then we're also on Amazon.
Fantastic. Well, that website can be found right below us if you would like to check it out. Listen, Dan, thank you so much. I really appreciate you telling all us about Flying Knotless. Keep up the great work.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks very much, Tim.
Take care. Have a good day.